What's going on, peoples? Here in Denver today, flying a United A320neo out to Phoenix, Arizona Sky Harbor, and then out to Vegas on a short leg. Cached the scenery, so we should be good to go. Should be pretty smooth along the way. Good weather in Denver. It's pretty clear in Phoenix, so it's a really good day to do these flights. Amarok, how you doing, man? Captain Callie, how you doing? We're on the West USA server over near the United Terminal. I'm at C35. So if you plan on joining today, you got to take something fast to keep up. The Matrix is broken. Well, some of those likes are from the 24-hour period that the stream preview was out there. Got everything ready to go pretty much for the flame. You can see me do the full setup once we get over to Phoenix, but just to save time and make sure everything's done properly while everybody comes in, I set up most of the plane. Let me see if I can get the route pasted in the chat. Short route, easy. Nothing in between the SID and the stars. So that'd be the first leg. Hey, what's going on, Joseph? The Eurofighter Typhoon, I haven't used it. It looks okay. I haven't really heard anything bad about it. No, just on the Microsoft multiplayer. I don't really trust this plane on VATSIM just yet. I did take it out on VATSIM once, and that didn't go so well. I actually had to disconnect. It got so bad. Anybody want to throw out a squawk code to throw in there? Otherwise, I'll just pick one. 10 p.m. school night. Wow. You must be over in Europe or something. Let's tune up ATIS one more time, see if anything's changed. 3104, you got it. Why am I not getting the... What is ATIS? Oh, it's 134025. I'm not sure how that got untuned. We're at KDEN, Denver. What's going on, Harris? Okay. Taking off from 2.5 and possibly landing 2.5 at Phoenix. Flex temp of 20, but we'll probably just go toga full on because the throttle gets kind of weird on departure, especially when you set the climb thrust. and it's weird when you actually run the flex temp. Cost index of 5. All that good stuff. Departing, like I said, 2.5. I put the route in the chat. No ATC today. I just don't trust every plane with that. Well, I think there's nothing really stopping me from going. I think we can just get going here. If what do we got? We got a small plane. Somebody over there. All right, so I'll just start running the checklists, and we'll get on our way out of here. So before start fueling, verify remove, traffic cones removed, APU start. Let's go ahead and start that. Could throw the beacon light on too. I'll just wait for the APU to start before we move on. Good evening, monkey. Early. Well, it's late afternoon here. There goes somebody showing up. Parked it right there. That's great. Love it. What makes the FlyByWire A320 untrustworthy on VATSIM? Just want to avoid the same mistakes. Well, it just doesn't... the only problem I found with it is... following the correct altitudes on descent. And last time I took it on there, it drew some weird route for the star that was all zigzagged and messed up. It's probably better now. That was a couple of weeks ago. I trust the Zebo mod, because that plane, 100% I know I can trust that it's going to do what I want it to do when I tell it to do it, which is important on VATSIM if you have controllers. If nobody's controlling, then whatever, but... And I just don't know what's going to happen. Playing on multiplayer, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be planes blocking me, which I mean, you can land anyway, but I don't know what's going to happen. All right, we almost got APU. There it goes. We can put on the APU bleed. We can turn the external power off and move on with our checklist. So the external power is off the doors. We're going to close the doors. You can hear that APU. $1,400 knot flyby. Doesn't look like it actually closed it. Well, let's just do the jetway instead. There it goes. All right, the door is shut. Can confirm that over here on the... Need to put our APU up there. Beacon light is on. All right, so we can start the pushback. All right, lock the cabin door. Wrong click spot. There we go. Go ahead and get the ignition on start. Let's see, so we need the plane pointed to our right. What's going on, Sean? How you doing? Sean George. All right, we're in business. Let's start that number 2 engine. Already rolling one of them. Sounds good. You guys can hear the planes good, me good. I guess it'll change once the engines are actually going. If you guys haven't cached your scenery, I really recommend it. This is my first time actually messing with that. It's claiming 60 frames per second, but who knows? And then if we wanted to, we can actually start to move the tug forward. Not that we need to, but might as well bring it back to the gate. Using Pushback Express lets you control the tug with the rudder with the arrow keys or just general distance. So that's always nice. Go ahead and stop the pushback. See you later. What's going on, spotters? How you doing? Well, that wheel was real messed up. All right, let's finish the engine start. Go with the number 1. What does caching the scenery do? It just caches it so it doesn't have to load in. It's already loaded. It sits on your hard drive. And earlier, I'll tell you, I was doing this uncached and getting 40 frames per second. Now it's reading about 60, 65, 70, whether that's a true number or not. And you know, it didn't take as much space as I thought it would. Like the Denver region that I selected, I just selected, around the airport, and that was about 11 megabytes, I think. I thought it would be way more than that. And you go into data, and where you have the rolling cache, if you look below that, it'll say manual. It might be worth actually doing a video on that. In the meme sim. This is the meme sim. Rob Lewis, how you doing? Slim, what's going on? Still don't have Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, that's okay. That's all right. So the engines are started. We'll turn the ignition off. Get our flaps out. Gonna be flaps 1, arm the spoilers. But let's go through the actual checklist. So the after start, engine wing anti-ice as required. We don't need that right now. We do need the probe heat on. And we can turn off the APU bleed and the APU. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll turn the lights on. The taxi light, the runway turn off. Wing light we can wait, strobe will wait. APU bleed off, APU master, pitch trim set, engine mode selector as required, spoilers armed, flaps set, rudder trim 0, flight controls check. ECAM door page. Checked, all the doors are shut. Cam status checked. Hand signals received. So pretend we got our taxi clearance. The parking brake will release that. Auto brake needs to be set to max. Takeoff config. Get the PWS to auto. All right, so I think we're set to taxi. There goes somebody taking off out there. Big 748. Doing good. I had to cross country today, but it was canceled because of the weather. It's snowing in Dallas today. So you're probably flying a lot. That's real cool. Oh, I just saw that. I just saw him. Okay, so the taxi plan. I'm looking at the chart. Looks like we have to go Juliet to Foxtrot. I don't know if I've ever taxied to this runway. Flown out of Denver a lot, but... Alright, let's get the parking brake off and get moving. I hope I get some good landings today. I'm still not very good with this plane. I mean, I've been flying the Airbus for many years now, but just this... I always have something go wrong. So I've been trying to fly it a lot so I could correct anything. I just installed the new... there he goes again. The new, the update for the fly-by-wire. Actually, what am I thinking? We could go just straight down Foxtrot. No, we can't, actually. It's got to be Juliet. This plane really wants to move. Yeah, I don't either. You should have tried it in the beginning, though. There's definitely been some improvement. The 748 was awful, the way that handled, the way it felt, you know, compared to the, like using the PMDG for so long. They're gradually getting better. Have you tried the fly-by-wire mod for the Neo? Because that's really good. But still has some work. I'm actually impressed how much the sim has progressed in 4 months. A lot of hills in the taxiways here. Yeah, weather is very inconsistent. We'll probably need like a active sky. Actually, now that you said that, I need to verify in a minute if I have everything set to live. No, not at all. I mean, do you remember the A320 they gave us in FSX? Terrible. I mean, the MCDU wasn't even... It was just a picture. It wasn't even functional. I still think these are the best default planes that have ever been given out. Even though, you know, the state they're in, they're much better than what we used to get. Wow, there's like a crazy intersection coming up here. What is going on with the man? The elevation here is screwed. Every update. Holy shit! Look at this. This reminds me of like FS Dream Team stuff when you install Orbex products and then your elevation's all screwed up. FPS right now is showing 57, 62, 64. Hey, Mark. No FS sound. What about now? Man, you guys mean to tell me there was no FS sound this whole time? I thought something was up. The sound bars weren't really moving. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Well, now there is. Look at these hills. Denver, what has happened to you? Some things never change, do they? Airbus 737, how you doing? I remember I told you this was going to be a 748 flight, but I was having issues with that plane, so I had to cancel that. Maybe next weekend. Alright, we made it to Gulf. So just take this all the way down to 2.5. Yeah, always have to have damage off when flying online. The only thing I did right now that I did differently was, you may not have been here, I was explaining, I cached the scenery for this trip today. Not the whole route, because in between you get good frames anyway, but for Denver, Phoenix, and Las Vegas, I went in and cached it, so it's not having to load it. And that seemed to help, because earlier I was getting 40 frames per second. Yeah, a lot of this seems way steep. I mean, look at it. This airport is screwed up. Vegas is messed up. That update they did the other day, I guess it was that one. Group flights. Well, this could be a group flight, but you just, you know, it's harder to keep up with the airliners. But yeah, I'd like to try to stream at least once a week, twice a week if I can. I'm using the stable version. Yeah, you can download the cities, and they're not too much. It's not too much space. So if you go over to data and you go down where the rolling cache is, you'll see manual. It's kind of hidden. And then you can start caching regions. So if you know you're going to fly in your hometown a lot, you just cache a city like that. Just go ahead and get everybody prepared for takeoff.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
Crashed the desktops. I did get one the other day, not even doing anything. I was sitting in the menus, and I don't know, I was like going on SimBrief or something, and it crashed. But never did it again. I mean, I know it's saying I'm getting 65 frames per second, but if I look out this side window, it's always slow out the side window, it seems. So we can turn on the strobe light, the wing light, the landing lights. Okay, so before takeoff, TCAS, TARA tilt above, engine mode selector as required. Switch that. Brake temp, check 150. I'm sure it is. I forget where you can see that. That's not a big deal anyway. Let's have our fuel up there. Brake fans off, sliding tables stowed. Take off lineup clearance. Alright, well, we're good to go. Official fighter jets? Not yet. There should be one soon. I think Just Flight's putting one out, and they'll probably put it on the store. A lot of smaller developers are avoiding the store because I've heard Microsoft gets a 30% cut of their earnings, which is kind of a lot if you're starting out. If you have a lot of money, if you're like Orbex, that's not a problem for them. Pathager, that weird little turn it put there. Alright, so we're gonna go toga instead of flex. I hope the climb thrust doesn't. The climb thrust the other day almost stalled the plane for me. It just throttles the engine back so much. Is there anybody else with us? Oh, there is. We got 2, 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alive. 80 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive right gear up. The slat retraction speed, we're not going to put that up though, setting the climb power, which is going to greatly decrease. It's decreasing our speed. That's got to get fixed. Slides can come up. Hand fly just for a moment, and then I'll get back with the chat. Alright, now we're on the autopilot 1. Some of these altitude restrictions, that's 11,000 at Baker, and Should manage it for us, though. Time to pray. Upcoming aircraft I'm excited for. I'm really excited for the 737 to come out for this sim, whenever that will be, but I'm really waiting on that. It's my favorite plane. So for now, I stick to X-Plane 11 for all that. Alright, just past 10,000. Runway turn off lights. All that good stuff off. Wing light. Oh, let's run this checklist. The after takeoff checklist. Spoilers. Disarm. Engine mode selector is required. Taxi light off. Engine wing anti-ice as required. Won't need that right now. Packs 1 and 2. Visual altitude set. Let's cycle the flight director on and off. We're going to set the standard mode in just a bit. Localizer button off. FCU verify correct and compliance. We've already passed 10,000 feet. Seatbelt signs required pressurization. Shoot. Alright. Should be good to go. Smooth sailing. I would love a fighter jet escort. That would be great when we start getting to the window views. Where'd the camera go? Get that out of here. Remind me to turn off these annoying sounds next time. Yeah, I'll turn it down a little bit. Yep. How's that? That good? Man, I really gotta catch up with this chat. On takeoff, my mother is crying and I'm vibing. Yeah, there are a select group that will only download from the store officially. My flight sim setup right now that I'm using is just, you know, good old-fashioned keyboard. Got this Yeti mic talking into. I'm using the Thrustmaster T16000M. And usually I'm using head tracking, just not today with the Airbus. Better, okay. I'm going to leave it here. I adjusted them recently for some reason. I know, I wish you could see mods even if you don't own them. DCS World is like that. Even if you don't own a certain plane, you can still see it if somebody's using it. I found that the flight management system does anything but manage it correctly. Like if it was working, right? I know I set it to 14,000, but it's on managed mode. So it should still only be, it shouldn't have, when we were passing the 11,000 waypoint, it should have stopped at 11,000. And now, be hitting 14. You know, I'm just going to turn it up to 17, not hitting anything, see what it does. See if it starts to climb. It should start to climb up to 16 and 17. Might as well on the standard mode anyway. We're going up to 17,000 and up to our route. there is a fighter jet escort coming, let me know. I'll make sure we're looking out the window or something. Let's see what it does here. It should stop at 16,000, but I don't think it's going to. It's going to go right past 16,000. And there it goes. No, wait a minute. It's like it's trying. Nope, it just goes, hey, I'm just going to keep going. That's all good. Incoming behind. Hold on, I'm gonna mess around outside. Let me just put our cruise altitude on. We're busting all these waypoints anyway. There he goes. Hold on, wait. I gotta get to that side window. That'd be hilarious. How do you get more planes in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and how the heck can I fly me a helicopter? Helicopters are not out yet, but they are planning on doing that. They found the black box already. Yeah, I know they started to find pieces of it, so it'll be interesting to see what happened. I heard there was like a 40,000 feet per minute descent at the end. Happy New Year, Martin. I'll get a helicopter day one. There's also a 748 down there. Alright, let's make sure live weather is going. Live weather, live time. Good, good. Too bad there's no clouds, man. I flew this yesterday. There were so many beautiful clouds to see. A little bit of snow on the mountains. Anytime, Michael, as long as I see it. I don't ignore questions on here, but sometimes they just get missed. So if I ever miss a question, you can ask it again. He flew a chopper. If you gotta link us to that. I've never heard of a helicopter out for this sim. That was actually one of the big complaints. You thought I was draw you? I saw him once at Cosford. His channel wasn't as big yet, but it's gotten pretty big recently. I don't think we're going to crash. I think we'll be okay until it's time to land. We may crash then. Oh, that was perfect. I just saw that. How are you able to check live weather? I only have that top center pull down. You have this, right? The little cloud there. Lets me see if it's on. I mean, this is not, it doesn't give you the weather, if that's what you mean, the data for it. It just tells you that you have it on. The only time it gives you the information is if you select one of the presets. But it would be very useful if actually if it did. Then I don't have to call ATIS all the time. No, this is a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at the snow on the mountains. That looks real good. Oh, can I do a United Airlines Star Alliance livery Airbus A320 Chicago O'Hare Terminal 5 to West Palm Beach Airport Terminal Gate C10? That's very specific, but I like it. Maybe that could be the next A to B flight. I haven't done one of those in months. That used to be the whole point of my channel. Feels real with surround headphones. I bet it does. My system cannot run X-Plane 11, but can run Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 at medium settings. Really? X-Plane 11 recently got better. The performance got better. Same with Prepare. No, I don't have a job in aviation. I guess this is the closest thing, if I was to call it anything. And this isn't even like a job, I would say. It's just a hobby I do. I've done like subcontract work within aviation. I've done some work with Honeywell in the past, not directly, but through a video editing company that was working for them. Oh, those other weather presets, that's Weather Preset Pro. They're really nice to have. It's a cheap add-on. I mean, you can add sandstorms and like forest fire type weather, all kinds of cool stuff. Some of them you can't even achieve with the weather presets. It changes the colors and everything. Oh, why are the landing lights still on? Thought I hit those off. Almost time to get that seatbelt sign off. What's up, Azra? Do you make any money from YouTube? If so, how much? I was going to do a video about that, actually. I wanted to do a video about starting a YouTube channel. For the longest time, maybe, well, see, with YouTube, you have to make $100 for them to pay you. If you don't meet the $100 within the 1 month time, then it gets carried over to the next month. And then if you meet it then they pay you the money. So for a while, I would only make maybe like $50 a month. And then, you know, I'd have to wait for the next month to get the other $50 to get paid the $100. So it was messy like that. I've reached a point recently where it's pretty consistently around $200-ish a month. The rule of thumb is they pay you about $1 and some change per 1,000 views. So if you see a video that I did and maybe it only has 2,000 views, I got maybe $2 for that video, regardless of how much work went into it or whatever. So that's kind of how it works. And the thing is, like, what you want to do is get as many videos out there as you can, you know, and then people will be watching them at all hours of the day, so you earn ad revenue that way. I mean, you could be at the mall shopping and you're making ad revenue at that time. Or I've had videos where you put it out there, maybe it starts out 2,000-3,000 views, you look at it 6 months later and it has 100,000 views. So, you know, in 6 months you made $100 on that one video. The most I've ever made with YouTube, after doing it for 5 or 6 years, was when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and we had that 18-day span of only the content creators had access to it. Every video you put out was getting like 100,000 views. So I made a little over $2,000 that summer just in the month of August off Microsoft Flight Simulator, and recently I did some aircraft carrier videos that for whatever reason like went viral, and they're over 100,000 views now, mainly people saying that this aircraft carrier sucks. That was just mainly people commenting that, which helps the video. And so yeah, that was like coming out to like $900, but that's all about to go back down to $200. After Microsoft Flight Simulator came out and everybody had it, my revenue went down to about $200 a month, and part of that I put into my website. So yeah, and that's only just because of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Before then, like I said, it was always $50, $100, not much. Not enough to live off of. And it's really weird. Sometimes the videos that make the most money, I put the littlest work into, and then the videos I put like a lot of hours and time and thought into, then they make like $2. That's just how it works. But that is an honest review of how the monetization works. Well, we're almost over speeding. That hasn't happened yet. There it goes. Let's go up a little higher. This is the altitude that SimBrief gave me. This is why I don't fly this on VATSIM. Hell, let's go up to 380. That's the first time that's actually happened. I've had that happen in other sims. First time I've seen it happen with this one. Did it jump out of climb? Oh, it jumped out. That would be it. Must have bumped the throttle. Well, whatever. We can stay at 380. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people get all like secretive about that stuff, and I just I don't really care, you know. I want people to honestly know how YouTube works. Very few people can actually make a career out of this in flight simulation. Captain Canada, I believe he does it full time, but he streams, he gets donations, he gets the ad revenue, and that helps a lot. And there's less time spent doing that. Like if you're coming up with an idea and you're going to film it, you're going to video edit it, that takes a lot more time than streaming. So the payout is not really, doesn't really equal out always. FSElite, no, FSElite has never been salaried. I've never made any money really from FSElite. They don't pay anybody. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think FSElite, we're all making money, but it's all volunteer basis. The benefit to FSElite is getting products to try out, because you get to keep them in the end. obviously. You're not going to give a scenery back or give a plane back. It's yours to keep at that point. Yep, so if that ever happens to you, that's the first thing to check. Make sure the throttle's in the right spot. That's what's nice, like if you're flying the Airbus a lot and you actually have this pedestal, or even that new one the Thrustmaster made, that's good to have, because you know it's locked in where it needs to be. I have this little tiny slider on this joystick to go off of. The sun is blinding. Top of the screen, the flight details, these? You mean these buttons? Yeah, I'm flying the fly-by-wire mod. Man, at one point I had a throttle quad that started getting so twitchy that I couldn't even fly an Airbus because it would never stay locked. I had to turn it off and like use the keyboard. A little turbulent out in there, huh? Thank you, Eugene. Can I show the seats? They don't have the seats. This is the best I can do. If I turn on, let me see here. I'm gonna turn on track IR for a second. Because with that, you can actually like move your head around. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is what I like with the track IR. Or face track, no IR. No seats to be seen, just it's a black airplane. This is the only way I found that you can actually move in the seat. The mouse pointer should do it, but it doesn't do it. Alright, turn that off. Hans Peter coming in with 50. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Really appreciate you. Thank you. If I pass grade 10, then I'm getting a new PC. Well, make sure you pass grade 10. Study up now. I forgot to set that clock. Oops. Well, since we figured out the throttle problem, I had neglected to see it first. I want to go back down to 340. Where we were supposed to be. The wing flex? Yeah, I'd only see it happen during cruise. Oh crap, we're gonna overspeed again. I should have just managed it myself because it wants to do like 3,000 feet per minute, which isn't necessary. Oh good, we kept it right in the window. No, yeah, I'm not a pilot in real life. I've only been flying once. What I'd like to do is, you know, not so much, like, I don't really want to go for a PPL. I just think I would waste my money, and then once I would have it, I wouldn't fly as often. But I would like to just go up randomly with an instructor and do some pattern work and some other stuff. You know, still building time, but yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Yeah, this is IFR without the ATC. I feel like I took the cheap path with the 2060. Those 360s, 390s are too much energy and cost. Yeah, especially the top tier. No, hell no, I'm not hand flying it. It's too smooth for me to be hand flying it. Okay. We'll start pulling some charts up for Phoenix. There's one in my city. It's still so steep though. They want they have a 2-hour, 2-person like discovery flight, but they still want $350 for that, which is reasonable. I mean, that's what it costs. That's well the prices I've always seen for flying. Just flying is so expensive. There's another A320 sitting probably at 32,000. Then we have another one up here, a 748. We're gonna do 748 cargo next time, I think, when I do an airliner. I found out why my FMC was not working. I guess if you have the FlyByWire mod installed right now on the latest update, it messes up the FMC on the 748 for some reason. So if you take it out of the folder, it's supposed to work. You want me to barrel roll this plane? What if it crashes though? I'm never opposed to doing barrel rolls, but yeah, checklist isn't too bad. It's different logic than Boeing, but it's all the same. You know, you're dealing with the same lights, hydraulics, fuel systems. It's really easy, and I like the Airbus flow. It's kind of like a down to top flow. Like I believe if you're starting it up, you would start, once you have the batteries on, then you go to the left panel up to the IRS, and then down here, back up, and then down and up. But a lot of this stuff it still isn't functional. The tests. Oh yeah, let me pull up some charts. I forgot what's our I forgot what our approach is today. Fixer. Even though we have a star selected, it keeps pulling the star out. That's weird. It's probably actually in there, it's just not showing it. Gup, and then buncher. Yeah, see if I do it, it's gonna... Or let's see what happens. And gup is the transition. Insert. So, okay, it's the same thing. It just wasn't showing it. M. Gustav, $2 donation. Thank you, sir. Greetings from Brooklyn, New York City. Well, greetings out there in NY. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Oh God, why is it turning? Let's go. Direct USR. Oh, why are you turning? Alright, we need to go to direct fixer then. There. Steve Jones, how you doing out there in Vancouver? It usually works direct. All I wanted to do was make sure my star was applied and broke us off from the flight plan. Might as well have just done a barrel roll at this point. Yeah, it's kind of shaking right now. Rattling, I don't remember so much if it rattles. It might. Look at this path. It's all split. Reminds me of like a glide slope marking. Baby steps. Clouds, it's just not a cloudy day, unfortunately. Oh, the flight plan is jacked up now. I might vector when we get closer. It should start turning. It is, incrementally. Better look, I could look at what it's going to do for us too. Oh, that's Denver. So it's taken us direct to Fixer. And then it looks good. So if we can get to Fixer alright, should be fine. Once it's at 6,000 at that point. Jesus, I'm just starting to read what this LE guy is saying. I normally read these out loud, but I'm not reading that. The chat reaction. Oh, God. Yeah, you might want to hire a therapist. Let him know what's going on. Can you... I read that. Unless... Are you the same person that asked that? The Star Alliance, Chicago. I can probably do that flight. That sounds perfectly reasonable. Given that I've heard my neurons conspiring to abandon the dwelling of my skull, things don't seem to be heading in the right direction ever since. Yeah, man. You might need to talk to a professional about that. Anywho, greetings from Vancouver. Can I even trust the top of descent marker? Well, you know what? I can look at it on Sim Toolkit Pro. Yeah, we still have a little ways to go. And then after this, after Phoenix, we're going straight over to Vegas. You know, things... Oh, you know what? I'll leave the seatbelts on. Why bother at this point? Oh man, the track IR kind of messed that engine view up. This one still looks okay. Captain, there are no prerequisites for signing up to my school. I just demand that you have a good grasp of the art of linguistics and be acquainted with the workings of the prefrontal cortex. Ali is very well spoken. His grammar is spot on. You work at Phoenix, okay, that'll be cool. That you'll get to see that. The band hammer. I don't have mods anymore. There were several people that I appointed as mods like years ago, but they don't come in as much. Dua Hudson. Ardell Boy, how you doing? And Turbojet, you've been here. Jeff Midmelon, and I am located right over, we're about to enter Arizona. Getting real close to Flagstaff. Telepathy would be cool to know. The Hudson landing is, yeah, the first time ever done successfully. Captain, yeah, but he knows how to spell captain. He either did that on purpose or that was a typo. Is the 747 still behind me? Let's see. A320. I don't know where. Oh, this definitely looks like Arizona. $30 left to choose a runway. I'm thinking it's going to be 25, but I'm going to tune ATIS in a bit. Gustav coming in with $1.99 again. Have a good flight. Thank you. Side by side there. Bogey 106. See if anybody else is around. No. Oh, it crashed. Are you the 748 pilot? It might be right, that marker, but we'll see. We'll see where it is in relation to the SimToolKit Pro one. Because that's fed from SimBrief data, so I trust that. I didn't see a turn signal either. And yes, welcome to Arizona. Nice if I can get a tablet in here one day. look at the charts there, and then you guys can see the charts too. Yeah, at least Comedy Special will be out on Netflix any day now. Yeah, flying the Airbus. Not my favorite plane, but you know, I had to do it. Alazar, how you doing? Yeah, 707 would be nice. I've barely gotten used to landing it consistently too. It's the last thing. I feel like I got used to it on X-Plane. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I got used to it on X-Plane, and then I got over to this sim, and it just feels completely different. The ground effect and all that. Can you be a mod? I don't know. How do I know you're not going to like take over and delete everybody? Some of these streamers, they have like an application process and all that. I don't even know where to begin. My favorite plane to fly is the 737-800. Or, you know, I'll take the 700, 900 too. Those are all, it's all the same. But that's my favorite, and I'm really missing it. So I still go over to X-Plane 11 for that. I have problems with the A320 autopilot. It tries to kill me like Hawaiian Air 9000. Well, if this A320 is your only A320 experience, it's not quite there yet. It's easier when you have a completed, done, cooked A320. It's a lot easier to fly. He's coming back. He's backing up. I'll leave it in window mode just to watch this. Not yet. Descent is coming in just a few minutes, though. We're 21 minutes from the airport. Breaking news. You've all been trolled by the psychologist of the otherworldly realms. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about like a Hawaiian Air flight flight number. 9,000 sounded really too high for a flight number when I read that. Somebody left a pair of yellow glasses on the wing. Man, I remember I left a pair of sunglasses on the trunk of my car once. And I got on the freeway and everything, and when I got out, they were still there. I don't know how that happened. They got caught in the It didn't have like a spoiler, but you know, like those trunks have like a little bit of a raised lip sometimes. They got like stuck right there. He's okay. He said some crazy stuff though. I'm gonna check. I think this star is missing a ton of waypoints it's supposed to have when I look at the chart. Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it. Put the landing gear down. Should I put the landing gear down now? You think that'll help? Do you think it's too early? How do you connect to Project Fly on FSX? I've been trying all week. I think you just have to point it to where FSX is installed. It's supposed to do it for you. It's supposed to like auto detect. But if not, you should manually be able to put the folder path. I've never used it on FSX actually. It came out like when I was already beyond FSX at that point. How much longer till descending? Just a couple minutes, I think. Yeah, literally just a few minutes. I don't know why my A320 will not fly by itself. I have to make constant micro adjustments, which is annoying. In the what, like the altitude or your heading. All of these should be on, like when it shows the up arrow, that's the click spot you want, and that should manage it all for you. Sometimes it does jump off the flight path, and if it ever does that, you can go hit DIR, and if you know the next waypoint it's heading towards, type that up here, and then it should fly directly to that. Our flight plan is being weird today with the split that it's drawn up, but that's okay. I think it's going to fly it fine. Trolling is an art. You just need to trigger people. No need to be rude. That is a fair assessment of trolling. Some people take the rude approach though. They like that. Some people take the funny approach, the shocking approach. He's actually the co-pilot. Could you imagine the stuff he was saying if someone got on the PA and started saying that? This is the captain speaking. I have dreams about jelly. Does the A320 always cruise around 300 knots? Typically, yeah. I've done flights where it's usually like 280, 290. That changes on your cruising altitude. What kind of computer do you need? You don't have to have real flight controls. I mean, you can get by with just a stick, just a regular joystick. You can get by with that. But you need a really good PC. look at my specs if you like the performance, or find a YouTuber who you like how their sim is performing and try to go off those specs. I would say you need at least like a minimum maybe $1,500, but still I think that's even too cheap. Like you need like a $2,000 plus PC to really get smooth performance. If you don't care about that, you want to run medium, you could probably do $1,500, $1,800. But if you got money, I would put as much as you can into it. Alright, top descent is like a minute away. Fixer will be a 6,000 altitude, okay. Flight Deck Solutions. Are they the ones, they got the 738 set up, the Airbus? I've always wanted one of those, but it's just so damn expensive. Need to take out a loan. Which I guess you could do. You could just treat it like a car. You know, when you buy a car, most people are taking out loans for that and they pay it off. You could probably do the same thing with a setup like that. If you have unlimited resources, get the best PC components out today. Put those together, it'll run fine. It'll run perfect. And you'll be set up for the future. I do use rudder pedals. I have the Saitek Logitech rudder pedals. We were just in Vegas an hour ago on a flight from PDX. PDX, love that airport. Yeah, you can do an Xbox control. I've seen people even mod it. They added like a stick to the analog stick. Peppa Pig memes. I've been having to watch that. I was watching that show the other night. My daughter was watching it. Alright, we're going down. Oh, well, that ETA might be off a little bit because we're missing some waypoints here for this star. Let me get some spoiler out too. Like half. Oh no! I hit F1. Don't hit F1. Yeah, we'll be doing the ILS in the 2.5, and now that you just said that, let's get some weather information. ATIS for Phoenix is supposed to be 127575. Any day. We're not close enough to pick. Oh, we are. Good. I missed the wind.
Sky Harbor Airport information call 23000. Wind 289er at 7. Visibility 10.
289er at 0?
Few clouds at 600 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,000 feet. Temperature 9er. Dew point 10.
We'll check it again. Did I hear that right?
ILS runway 26 visual runway 25 right and ILS runway 25 left in use. Landing and departing runway 26 runway 25 right and runway 25 left. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have golf. Sky Harbor Airport information call 23000. Wind 289er at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few clouds at 6.
Freaking neighbor just came by looking for a basketball or something. Got my dogs barking. I just tuned it early. Man, we are not going to make this descent in time. It's going 800 feet per minute. I should have done it myself. Well, damn. All right, before we hit fixer, we're gonna might have to loop around and hold till we're down to 6,000. That's my only problem with this plane. It just doesn't manage the descent well. I've had to do it better than this, though. I don't even think we need spoilers right now. Put those back. Full nose down yet. Garlic Games, how you doing? Nothing's really happened here. We're just better, you know, barrel rolls do make for better approaches. You have a point. So we need to make 6,000 at fixer. That's clearly not going to happen. So we'll just vector and hold for a moment. All I can do. We don't have to do it just yet, though. And that's what ATC would have you do. I mean, for spacing, for stuff like this, they'll just have you hold. Some on approaches, there are usually hold points for this reason. Well, one of the reasons. So ADIS has been obtained. The MCDU is set up for, well, we do need to add the, see, this is why checklists are good, ladies and gentlemen. 525 left are, course heading 258. Which I think even if you don't add this, it still picks up the localizer. In this plane anyway. Nav accuracy, none. Auto brake, set that to low. Seatbelt sign is on, anti-ice not needed. Alright, let's go. Vector away. Almost. No, I'm just using the ADIS that comes with this. Oh man, if we do a 360 out this way, we're going into some mountains. So let's head out that way and then flip around. .150 should be good. Then we'll flip around that way. It is a load to learn, and even like, you know, I've been doing this a while, and look, it's not going so well for me either. But part of that is an aircraft that only partially cooperates with you at times. It's a lot easier when you have like a solid finished aircraft that you're flying. It's a lot easier. Nicholas, how you doing? Keyboard does really suck for flying. If you're using a mouse for your flight controls, that can be okay. Still recommend a stick. And even the cheap joysticks went way up in price. Pretty soon we'll have to manage our own speed as well. Oh, it's a good deal if you got that for 30 bucks. I have that stick too. That was the main stick I used for a while. Almost low enough to where you can turn around. We're going to pass 10,000 feet in a moment, so I'm just going to get the lights on. I know it's already in there, but I think it wants me to type it out again. Now it should take us back, and then we can finish the approach from there. Should be able to go back to manage speed too. Yeah, that works. The second flight director is on. Oh no, it's not the localizer. You're right. Localizer needs to be on at this point too. So the ILS starts at 4,000. Hopefully next flight we won't have such a screwed up plan. Approach mode, too early for approach mode, but it will be used. We haven't picked up the localizer yet, we're just not close enough. Our flight plan was so busted up, that's why we're in the situation we're in right now. Hey, there's our friend. You flew the this botched approach with us. It's fun. This is the Microsoft weather. Not need spoilers anymore, and we could leave them armed. want to start taking over the speed too. Soon. But not yet. So everything's almost configured. We can hit up ATIS one more time now that we're closer.
Sky Harbor Airport information call 23000 Zulu. Wind 036 at 9er. Visibility tree. Sky condition few clouds at 600 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,000 feet. Temperature 9er. 2.10. Altimeter tree 0.17. ILS runway 8. ILS runway 7 left and ILS runway 7 right in use. Landing and departing runway 8. Runway 7 left and runway 7 right.
They changed runways.
See direction of flight. All aircraft.
Well, we've been through too much. I'm not switching it. Better butter. Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm not very good at this plane at all. Managing it and stuff, I'm all right. It's just landing it is that fly-by-wire logic. I've had a few okay ones this week. I just not like in the 738. I'm really comfortable with that. Look at this split. We can go left, we can go right, we can go back to Denver if we want. Localizer should start moving. I'm gonna clear myself down to 4,000 feet. Except you don't want to go. Let's just put the managed speed back on. Let's just let it do its thing, whatever. Let it fly 250 on the approach. Be my guest. Now it's going right. How wonderful. Or is it not going right? Maybe it's going to go left. What is it going to do? Oh, there it goes. I love this plane. Let's make sure it goes left. And we're gonna fly into the mountain. If you've wondered why I haven't streamed with this plane yet, here is your answer. Okay, we're turning off the autopilot and we're just gonna do this on our own because I'm gonna die on stream. boy, does this suck. I gotta hand fly it. My flight director's not even helping me. It's chasing some other waypoint. Well, better luck going into Vegas. Maybe we won't kill everybody. We're fast, but the landing gear's got to come out. Oops. You know, when I did the test flights this week, it went a lot better. I feel like such a noob, I'm sorry. We'll try to get it on the next leg. Flaps 3 coming out. And full. God, that was stressful. I don't even know if it's in the right power setting now. I can't see the throttle. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, chat. Can't read it at the moment. There's our buddy down there. Turn the auto throttle off too, which I never want to do, but I'm so screwed. I don't even know if approach mode at this point would do anything for us. Might help the flight director a bit. Oh, I see the elevation is on point in Phoenix now. Not. I don't have many moments like this on stream usually, but today is one of them. I like how the PAPI lights are clear as day on our runway to the right, but I can't see them here. Oh, there they are. Whew, that was something. Alright, reverse thrust out. There's the 748 that made it. Man, that sucks. So we got to try to do better for Vegas. All right, flaps coming up. Spoilers disarm. We're going to start the auxiliary power unit. Probe heat can come off. And the landing lights, all that. Taxi light over to taxi, strobe light off. Actually, we're going to have a nice, like, maybe a sunset approach. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Again, sorry for the way that turned out. Just like I said, it's the flight management system, and it doesn't happen like that every time. Because I did this route a couple times this week just to make sure there was nothing funny with the airports or anything, and it went pretty well. It didn't go like that. What really got us was reapplying the star that we had already added. Just screwed the plan up. See you later, Turbojet. No end of stream. We're going to one more place. I'm not gonna add, but never end with that anyway. That would suck. Ending with that. APU's on, so we can get the APU bleed. Any of these terminals would be fine. Oh, I would love to go have a beer. We got plenty of it in the fridge, too. That might be exactly where I go head once we park. Did I pass flight instructor? Did I pass? Hey, there's our fellow United aircraft. Now, it still very much has our flight plan in there, but I think we should be able to clear it. Had this been flown properly, it would have cleared it for us on touchdown. Is there any room for us? Yes, there is. There's a spot there with no... Well, there is a jetway. Let's go take that. Before this... one of these Neos steal it. Ooh, good on the line without a marshal to marshal us. Right there. Okay. Set the parking brake and the engine 1 and 2 can come off. Of course, we want to continue. We should have some external power in just a moment. And it's there. So IP bleed can come off and all that. Oh good, it killed the route. That's what we needed. Alright, so we gotta get loading into the next one. So let me get... Yeah, you can join. We're at Phoenix. About to kill everybody on our next flight. No, the stream's not over. We're going to Vegas. Landing rate was 162. That terrible approach. So we'll complete this flight. I need take a look at sim brief. And get the Phoenix to Vegas flight going. Let's see if SimToolkit Pro picks it up yet. Load latest from SimBrief. Nope, it's not picking it up. I'll have to give it a second. Actually, maybe if I generate the OFP, then it will. I like the 737 better than the A320. What? You can't land on 25 left? That's why I need ATC. They can tell me where to go. Where am I at? Flight planning, load latest from SimBrief. Okay, great. Now it's doing it. Phoenix to Vegas. Fly now. Great. potato. It's pilot Emily memes. Okay, loaded back in. Somebody stole my gate, which is perfectly fine, all good. So we took this gate, and we're gonna start fresh on a whole new fresh theme. So external power on, get the batteries on, fuel pumps can come on. Crew supply. On the IRS system, we've got about 7 minutes to wait on that now. Let's get our lights configured. I feel like these screens always need a few clicks to brighten up. Might have a half evening, half night approach into Vegas, so that'll be kind of cool. Looks good, looks good. Visualization page going from KPHX. If you want to join in, we're at Phoenix. Going to Vegas. You can fly a corporate jet, one of these jets, 748, whatever you please. Cost index 18. Cruise 30,000. So I guess we'll depart 25 right. Well, no, I think the wind has changed. Let me, I'm just gonna do it the easy way. Get ATIS that way.
Sky Harbor Airport information call 0000 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 600 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 12,000 feet. Temperature, 19er. Dew point, 10. Altimeter 30.13. ILS runway 8, ILS runway 7 left and ILS runway 7 right in use. Landing and departing runway 8, runway 7 left and runway 7 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
7 left. That's going to be easy. We're right there. I haven't tried the SimBrief integration yet. I forgot about that. That came out fairly recently. Zepper. Glad they have that. I hate when you think you got your routing and then the runway you're taking off from doesn't have that SID. Sorry, turbojet. This is the boring part of everything, unfortunately. There's a tail coming for me. It's like a shark. It's like a shark out there. I had one kid once, I was streaming at night and he's pressuring me to, he's like, "You're wasting my time, will you take off already?" And I'm like, "Hey man, I gotta do all this pre-flight stuff. No way around it." And then he proceeded to ask me if he if I think he should like become a pilot, and I'm like, well, if you can't tolerate watching me do the pre-flight, you're gonna hate flying. Because it's even more intuitive than this. What do they normally land at Vegas? On the 26 left or 26 right? When the wind is going that direction, of course. No, I'm not a pilot in real life, just your typical armchair pilot. There it is. IGM. It's the transition. Insert all that. 131, 10,000. Flex temp 20, that's fine, don't need that. Go 45 if I wanted. Cost index set, all good, all good. Still waiting on the IRS, 1 minute. Good to go, okay. Alright, let's start this checklist up. Thanks, Turbo. Okay, let's get moving, man. Fuel engine start, fueling, verify, remove, traffic cones, removed, overhead panel, APU, start. Beacon light on. Let's pause there for the APU to start, and we'll move forward. Never even connected the jetway, but we're in a hurry, aren't we? Might as well leave it off at this point. They boarded by bus. Well, imagine that. So we're by Terminal 2. Looks like just straight route over to 7 left. Delta 1 Echo 3. Alright, for a sudden left departure, climb to a heading of 078 to 1635, then direct Sparky, then turn left direct across a gully at or below 9000, then track 339 to Jolar, then track 294 to Zephyr Fence. Okay. Alright, APU started, so we'll put the APU bleed on. External power off. Doors are closed. The beacon light is on. So we can go ahead and get our push.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Oh yeah, TCAS. Squawk code. Someone throw out a squawk code. Seven 538 7 crap 5 3.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Or no 8. Hold on, I gotta start this too.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Okay. Starting the number 1 engine. Flaps coming out. Oh yeah, and on with that squawk code. What was the second one? 6969, you guys. 3349, I like that. Oh no, I don't like that actually. 7500. You guys are no help. No help at all. Looks like a Hawaiian Air ripoff livery. Okay, after start, engine wing anti-ice is required. APU bleed off, as well as the APU. Pitch trim set, engine mode selectors required. Spoilers armed. Flaps set. Flight controls checked. Check The rudder, we already know that works. Runway turn-off lights, the taxi light. Seatbelts on and the no smoking. Auto brake set to max. And we'll check the cabin once we get over to the runway. One last thing I want to do is check the plan real quick so we don't get into trouble this time. Another straight in. And then leaving it as is. I'm not messing with it this time. I knew better not to do that too. I've had that happen in the past. All right, crew, we ready? We doing this? Do you press ident when you enter the squawk? Do you? You don't have to. I usually do it on VATSIM. I'll do it just in case. Sometimes they'll tell you to. If I use anything, it's VATSIM. But just not using VATSIM today because I suck at this plane. Flaps are supposed to be on 1, not 2. Oh, wait a minute. Sim Toolkit Pro is... No, it's going. It's going. Flight time for this is like a few minutes over an hour. Not long at all. I think the block time is actually less than that. A380 right there. It's weird that they don't have one in the sim, but there's models for it. Check the tires. Tires are they're all right. They're you know, they're starting to ball, but we're on a budget. Las Vegas is KLAS. A yellow pair of glasses. Oh yeah, we'll be doing a lot of wing views. Messing around with cameras always getting me in trouble. Might as well stay in the cockpit. Cabin crew know we're ready. I didn't say it this time. It also didn't run the check. Clear the check. That's weird. Can watch this person take off. The best AI traffic for prepared. I forgot the main one. It's been too long. I did a video about it too. And he's off. Alright, let's turn the strobe light on. The landing lights. And the wing lights. Before takeoff, TCAS, TARA. Tilt above. Good, go. Brake temp check, 150, brake fans off, sliding tables stowed, takeoff, lineup clearance obtained, and the lights are on, so good to go here. Get a little floodlight going. Anybody landing? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we'll be chasing the sun tonight. Oh, I thought that's what I pushed. I must have pushed the one next to it. There we go. I must have pushed all or aft, I guess, if it does the same chime. Better just waiting to do it when I stop instead of moving. Alright, let's go. Speed is alive. $80 knots. Cross-checked. Not really. A little bit of a crosswind, huh? A V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And here comes the scary moment of the climb thrust. There goes the corporate jet. From everything I know about it, it's not supposed to do that. I've never seen it in any of the other Airbuses I've used dial the speed back that much. Well, I'm in a safe spot. Let me make sure the throttle's good. Oh, it's not even in there. There. Not that it's making a difference right now, but it'll matter later. Not managed. Should be. After this waypoint, it picks up. Or the next one. This is the Scenic Departure, okay, guys? This is the Scenic Departure. You pay extra money for this. We fly it at 140 knots. And that's just how we do. I'm low because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to fly Airbuses, apparently. Not in Microsoft Flight Simulator, anyway. I have the flight factor for X-Plane 11. It's going to do this because the flight management computer wants to, until that next waypoint. I'm only listening to the flight director. Yeah, this is bad. I might as well have a pilot do it, huh? Now we're getting into the climb. And now we're passing the slat retraction speed. That's coming up. Same thing happened to me doing this, practicing this departure the other day. Reaches a halfway point in between the two waypoints, and then it wants to climb on its own. I could have initiated the climb myself, but okay. After takeoff, spoilers disarmed, engine mode selector as required, taxi light off. Engine wing anti-ice as required. Packs 1 and 2 as required. IRS confirmed aligned flight director. Recycle. And now we're off. And it's going to hold for the next. Well, it's going to hold at 9. Just gonna give it 30,000. So that's pretty. That'll be our cruising altitude. Country flyby. Hey, I didn't even see you come in. There's a plane right here picking up next to us. The little Cessna. Where's those glasses that are being talked about? Someone said there's glasses sitting on the wing. Oh, I see what he's talking about. I don't know what that is actually. Structurally, I don't know about enough about the Airbus to know what that is. These windows are pretty dirty. Passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights come off. Runway turn off. Oh, the damn strobe is it on auto or off? It was on auto, so it should have been on anyway. So that's fine. Green light. Oh, it's for the slide. Okay. makes sense. Need to do some more streaming with the Zebo mod for this type of flying. P3D's, I don't know. It's kind of dead for those who haven't invested in it yet. Why start now? X-Plane 11 is still very good. How do you trump this sim? And Trump's gonna have a busy day tomorrow. This is the airplane sound. How flyable? You know, I found it's very route specific. I mean, sometimes you get a star that it just flies really good, and then sometimes I've had some where it just, I don't know, draws some crazy route and the altitudes are all wrong. I've always found that's the last thing to get right with a new aircraft. Like when the 717 came out, which is now a perfectly beautiful aircraft, but when that first came out, the flight management system was awful. Draw awful plans, just, it was all over the place. It was so broken. They fixed it, but that's always like the last thing to get right, is how the computer manages the flight. Oh, it's worth it. I mean, it's free. Might as well pick it up. It's a lot better than the version that comes with the sim. Yes, sir. Heading to Vegas right now. It won't be long either. It's a very short route. Alright, leveling off at 30,000 feet. Go ahead and let the passengers out of their seatbelts so they can go take a pee. You got a 3070 Founders Edition, nice. Good card. Does anybody still do those flight sim highlight shows where they would like pull all the streaming bloopers? Does anybody still do those? I hadn't seen one in a while, but I may not be hooked up with the right channel to see it. Again, looks like no top of descent marker. But we have it on Sim Toolkit, bro. We're well before where our top of climb was supposed to be. Enter destination data. Well, we will when we have it. Put the ATIS frequency in early. One, 3, 2, 400. Leave it there. I don't need to tune it yet, but I'll just have it there. The Flat Earth Conspiracy. be right back. I'm gonna grab a beer after that stressful approach last time. You heard that. Cheers to all. This flight is brought to you by Sapporo, the only Japanese beer to drink when you're flying. Would it be socially irresponsible of me to do a video of sober landings versus intoxicated landings? I was thinking about doing a comparison video of that. And I think as long as it doesn't show me drinking, it should be okay. I bet the landings get better. Proceeds to put beer down, spilling all over tower. Oh, I had a really bad morning once. I might have been flying, I don't remember. I put my coffee down, and then I knocked it over with my elbow, spilled the whole coffee, and then it started leaking through the crack of my desk into the tower, onto the graphics card. There's actually a photo of it on my Instagram, like way down the Instagram, it should be there, but that was a nightmare morning. I had to spend all day. I had to take my whole computer apart. I had to take the graphics card apart, and just because the coffee got inside of it, I was able to kill the power quick enough to where it didn't shorten anything out, but it was seconds away from shorting. That sucked. Someone just broke right. Oh, we got beer pong going in the back, in the cabin. Oh wow, we got people out here. We got the flying carrot. Need to see more of that. It's a race. Race against time. He's on our right side. It should pop up in a second. Zachary, how you doing? Yeah, this is multiplayer, all right. Do it. Make sure you take that MB339. getting a little turbulent. Nah, that was actually pretty minor. That's normal stuff. Where'd that plane go? We lost the carrot. He either went like Mach 1 and just took off out of here, or it's this plane. Maybe it's that plane. Oh, it is. I didn't even know I had that orange livery installed. Never seen it before. This plane's a knocking, so don't, or rocking, don't go knocking, something like that. What's up, Mackay? Okay, so maybe today I should listen to the top of descent marker. Maybe I should. Preno, 8,000 for Preno, which is coming up. I just don't know what to go off of, you know? I got Sim Toolkit Pro giving me a top of descent that might be a little too late, and then this one maybe is too soon, or maybe it's correct, but it is going off the calculations in the MCDU, so probably fine. And hey, now is probably a good time to try to get some ATIS. What happened? The frequency change on its own again? Nope, it's right. Just too far. We'll leave it until it hits. You don't know how to use FS20? Just the user interface, or? Oh, there we go. It's actually a yellow. I think the sun was making it look orange. It's a yellow. I have seen that livery, actually. He must be hand flying that. What kind of FPS are you getting right now? I just got the 3060 Ti, but I think my CPU and mobile are holding me back at 30, 40 mid. Right now it's showing 72 frames per second. But that's while we're up here. It's not rendering much. What CPU do you have? I had a CPU, the 4790K, and that was holding my 1080 Ti back by about 25 frames until I switched that out. So that's possible. I'm going to land on 26 left. I'm glad you didn't watch me land at Phoenix. It was terrible. We almost crashed into the mountain and had to hand fly it. Just bad routing, bad, everything went bad. My star was broken. That's BS though. In real world, I believe they're landing on the other side. I'll confirm that.
Las Vegas Airport information, November 01000. Wind 038 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 700
Yeah, no.
4,300 feet view clouds at
The weather in this sim is never right.
temperature
Hardly.
11. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.20. Visual runway 8 right and visual runway 8 left in use. Landing and departing runway 8 right and runway 8 left. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have November.
Always miss the wind.
Airport information November 01000. Wind 038 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition. View clouds at 700 feet. View clouds at 4,300 feet. View clouds at 12,000 feet.
That's pretty, some pretty heavy wind.
11. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.20. Visual runway 8 right and visual runway 8 left in use. Landing and departing runway 8 right and runway 8 left. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have
Are you always forced to land full flaps? Like it never lets you config 3? Because these buttons never work. So I guess it's always full. Wait a minute. So 26 left. Where's my chart? 26 left. Well, the frequency is correct. Course heading is 259. Can you put it here too? No. Now, if I was to do that, slash the frequency, does that work? No. Okay. So it just has to be there. I'll try to butter it. Do you have any terrain to worry about? Because it just, this plane just doesn't descend based on the MCDU. So it just willy-nilly goes down to 8,000. And there could be a mountain in front of me for all I know. Willy-nilly. Good evening. I was about to say hi to you, Steve, but you've been here already. You can hand fly it down, yeah. Just a lot of work. There we go. Now we're sinking. What a steep descent that is. Maybe a little less. I feel like we're gonna fly into a mountain. I just feel it. Outside view, you got it. You can hear the birds chirping somehow. Almost time for the landing lights. Can put them on now. See how that looks. Oh, that's a nice glow. It's real nice. I hate how zooming in like cuts off the plane. I wish it was more centered with this external camera. I zoom, but I'm zooming away. It's like it's too centered. Yeah, the borrow, you are right, sir. Oh, and I put it in wrong too. Over here, 30. Oh, unless it just cuts the 0 off. I haven't seen that yet. One more time.
Las Vegas Airport information, November 0100 Zulu. Wind tree 44-9er. Visibility tree. Sky condition. Few clouds at 700 feet. Few clouds at 4,300 feet. Few clouds at 12,100 feet. Temperature tree. 2.10. Altimeter tree. 0.3 tree. ILS runway 26 left and ILS runway 26 right in use. Landing and departing runway 26 left and runway 26 right. DSR.
No, the sad thing is I've been flying the A320
All aircraft read back
for
instructions. Advise controller on initial
several
flight
years.
height. You have November.
Just a little more overwhelmed. It's I don't think I've ever streamed with it.
0100 Zulu. Wind tree 44-9er. Visibility.
Streaming on top of flying is such a unnatural thing because you got this, you know, you want to interact with the chat and you want to talk with everybody, but then that kind of takes your focus off what you're doing. Like if you're just doing it by yourself, you have nothing to focus on but the airplane, so you don't miss as much. Also, it's a two-person workload.
Landing and departing runway 26 left and runway 26 right. DSR aircraft, see direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
And for checking, not just the workload, but double checking, like things like your borrower set and whatnot.
Las Vegas Airport information Oscar 0100 Zulu. Wind 008 advice.
Yeah, I learned.
Visibility
Damn, this
10.
ATIS.
Sky condition.
I learned from watching videos. I learned from reading about it, reading manuals. Yeah, just tutorials. Problem is finding a good one. You either might have somebody who's misteaching you, or somebody that, like, they just don't teach it well. They don't articulate it well enough. Why is the speed climbing to 300 knots all of a sudden? Why are we? Why is this happening? Is it doesn't like this mountain we're about to hit? Did the throttle slip out? No, it didn't slip out. See what I mean? Now we're about to overspeed. Here it goes. Why would it do that? It's on managed speed mode. Wow, this is beautiful. It's just this A320 isn't ready. I like the flight factor. I like the FS labs. Those are at perfection level. This Airbus is kind of still in the works. Man, it's that damn computer. That's it. If the MCDU would translate well to the aircraft, it would be almost perfect. Now it's behaving itself. We quickly fixed that. That could have been real bad. Turn the localizer on. More power. First thing I thought as it was doing that is that it came out of the... What do they call that mode? Climb mode? I thought it popped out of that because that'll throw your speed up there again if that happens. So after this preno, it's pretty much down to 5,000. Look at what is the actual chart? 380 is the final altitude. No. Damn it, click spot. There we go, thank you. Well, this is going much better than Phoenix went. I should probably put the seatbelts on, huh? Okay, let's go through pre-descent 10,000 feet, seatbelt signs on, localizer push, pressurization check, ECAM status, we gotta be checking that. Arm the spoilers. And you still can't arm the autopilot 2 for ILS approaches either. Alright, so we should have a good time as long as I can land it good. We should be fine. Maybe need a little bit of spoiler. What's the max slat speed? We're at 220. Is it too fast for the slats? Usually slats are down at 180, aren't they? I'll let this manage it for me. Oh, no, I'm not. 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 It can't be trusted. Well, let's go gear down. That'll give us some drag. Turn off the terrain radar. It's a little distracting. I like the arc mode best. Oh my goodness, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, it works. It's not working right now, though. For some reason, putting on the managed speed is killing it. So it will stay off. Ooh, way too early on that one. Let's rearm the spoiler. Now go full flaps. Cabin check.
Gamma cruise, he's for landing.
Now here's hoping if it's still in this mode. I normally land with it in the managed mode, but hopefully with it in this mode, it'll actually turn the autopilot off on touchdown. I don't know. It should. It's supposed to. 1,000 feet. Turn the autopilot off. My aircraft. Let's not die. There's a plane in front of us. Hilarious.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
And he crashed. Right in front of us, he crashed.
20. 10.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
5.
Put her down a little firm, but shit, what can I say? Oh, and the damn auto brake was never set. I need 2 people in my cockpit, man. Flaps config not for takeoff. Well, we're not taking off, so that's okay. Man, new stuff I've never seen before. Never seen it give that warning on a landing, thinking we're taking off. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, let's start the auxiliary power unit and turn off all this, including the strobe and the wing light. And welcome to Las Vegas. We made it in one piece or a couple pieces. I don't know if there's a difference, but we're here. This is my first time using the new version of the Fly-by-Wire mod, and sometimes new bugs pop up. That's really interesting, because it deployed the speed brakes as it should, but then the plane goes into, hey, I'm in takeoff mode. I'm supposed to be taking off right now. What are you doing? Actually, no, I think it happened right as I retracted the flaps. I'll have to go back and watch it. Getting lost in the sea of taxi lights. I could clear that message though, can't I? Yeah, look at that. It's totally in takeoff mode. That's a new bug. For me, anyway. Wish we had replay mode. Man, Vegas looks really good out that way. Can I get a taxi light? Thank you. I started the APU, right? Good. Let me put the bleed on. There's a plane at that one. Oh, tough break. Too many beers. How can I see the lines? I can't see the lines. Where's the lines? I don't see lines. Okay, I'll take that one. Well, we're going to wait 6 months until we fly the Airbus again. Unless I do it on X-Plane 11. I don't have any issues with that flight factor one. Or, I also like flying the A330 over there on the JAR design one. I'm pretty good with those. But I come on Microsoft Flight Simulator and I look like a fool. Parking brake is set. Engines can come off. Yes, we're going to continue. Let's connect the jetway. Who died? There's blood everywhere. I've never flown the toeless one. I only got the flight factor. For flying commercial airliners, I would prefer X-Plane 11 right now. Noel Green, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, the airliners just aren't, they're not ready yet, but they will be. It's not going to stay this way forever. And I don't want to make any excuses for myself, but this Airbus is behaving in some ways it should not behave. Let's get over to external power. I'm missing a couple of these. What was the last one? Is that Vladimir? Vladimir, thank you for subscribing. Gonna connect to external power. APU bleed and all that can get out of here. You can also turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi light. Now that we're sitting at the gate. Nav logo, beacon come off too. Let's see. Yeah. I feel like we should take the drone over to Vegas. I don't know, should we close out the stream with a flight around Vegas? I don't know. All right, Boeing 737-800, if you haven't left yet, thanks for watching. I think for now I'm just going to stick to GA with this sim, except the 748. I will do a flight with that. I've been flying that with Sky Park, and it's not bad. It doesn't do anything too crazy. Hey, Irish lad, how you doing? All right, Mark, thank you. Don't close. We can go load on 26 right. Fly another plane over there. I should have listened. I should have listened to you. You tried to kill me twice tonight. Now, just it's a minor root of the problem, and it's in the flight plan, I think. Because when I'm trying to tell it to manage the speed, it should be doing it flawlessly, but there was probably I didn't get to see it because I was trying not to die, but I'm thinking the speed was probably set too high here on its own for that arrival, and it was trying to speed up to that. But either way, I got it done somehow. Take the drone to Vegas. All right, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's put on some of that DJ quad music. And I'll give you a little preview of Vegas. I think they updated it recently, so that's cool. Not this song. This song sucks. Let's get another song. Sending flowers to you. Sending flowers to you. Skip.
Everything you said we already knew, more or less. Well, here's something you didn't know.
Are you the one that crashed? Somebody flipped over right in front of us on the runway. Alright, drone cam is coming up. Hold on. Just gotta configure a few things. We want the drone speed to be pretty fast. Zoom level 65-ish. adjusting a couple settings. Alright, that's a little better. Mandalay Bay, right? Well, we're not ending it just yet. Just trying out this drone. Wow. Even low, that's pretty good. Excalibur. MGM Grand. So many famous fights have taken place there. Yeah, any planes you see out there are real people. Here comes one right now. I don't know where he went. He flew at the wrong viewpoint, I guess. I mean, even at ground level, it looks better than I would expect. Of course, there's always the floating lights. Yeah, the Eiffel Tower is there. It's just a tourist trap thing. The fakest city in the world, Caesar's Palace. I'm not even running my graphics settings at max right now. Everything you've seen tonight was at like high-end settings
Grammarly can help.
with a mix of some medium.
This sentence is grammatically.
Oh, I've watched the show here before. That they do with the water and fire and stuff. That's cool to see. Well, ladies and gents, I think I will close it out for the night. Had some fun. We tried the Airbus out. And we won't do that again for a while. But hey, it was fun anyway. Had a few people join the flight today. That made it kind of cool. And chat's been good. Chat was hilarious today. And hopefully I will be back next week with some type of flight. Maybe a group flight. Maybe a Zebo flight. We'll see what happens. So, that's going to do it. You guys all take care. See you next time.